King Henry V of England, who reigned from 1413 until his untimely death in 1422, is often regarded as one of England's greatest monarchs. His reign, although brief, left a profound mark on English history, marked by military triumphs, political reforms, and the consolidation of the Lancastrian dynasty. Henry V's legacy is particularly defined by his remarkable success in the 100 Years' War, most famously his victory at the Battle of Agincourt in 1415, which made him a national hero and secured his reputation as one of the most skilled military commanders of his era. However, Henry V's reign was not solely defined by military prowess. His ability to manage internal political affairs, strengthen the monarchy, and lay the groundwork for the future of the Lancastrian dynasty showcased his skill as a ruler beyond the battlefield. His reign also saw significant efforts in governance, diplomacy, and the assertion of English dominance in Europe. Henry V was born on September 16, 1386, as the eldest son of King Henry IV and Mary de Bohun. His early life was shaped by the political turbulence surrounding his father's rise to power. Henry IV, his father, had usurped the throne from Richard II in 1399, an act that left the young prince with a somewhat precarious position in terms of dynastic legitimacy. Growing up amidst the struggles of the Lancastrian family to solidify its rule, Henry's formative years were marked by the frequent conflicts and rebellions that defined his father's reign. Henry V's relationship with his father was complex and at times strained. He was a key figure in his father's court, participating in military campaigns and learning the art of governance. However, as a young prince, Henry also faced significant opposition from factions within the nobility, who continued to view the Lancastrian rule with suspicion. Despite this, Henry's early military successes during the 1403 rebellion, most notably at the Battle of Shrewsbury, where he fought alongside his father, helped to solidify his reputation as a capable and determined leader. In 1413, Henry IV died, and his son ascended to the throne as Henry V. His coronation marked the beginning of a new chapter in English history. Upon his accession, Henry quickly worked to distance himself from the unpopular aspects of his father's reign, particularly the reliance on harsh taxes and centralization of power. Henry V's early actions as king were aimed at securing his position, reconciling with potential rivals, and asserting the authority of the monarchy over the nobility. One of Henry V's first priorities as king was to strengthen royal authority and address the political fragmentation that had marked his father's reign. The transition from Henry IV to Henry V was marked by a desire to solidify Lancastrian control over the throne. This involved a series of political reforms aimed at securing loyalty among the nobility and curbing the influence of potentially rebellious factions. Henry V worked to repair relationships with key noble families, notably those who had been opposed to his father. His diplomacy and political astuteness helped to neutralize internal threats and gain the support of many influential lords, which in turn strengthened his position. Henry's rise to power was also accompanied by efforts to curb the influence of former court factions that had been central to his father's reign. In doing so, he began to forge a new and more cohesive political vision for the country, one that would be more aligned with his aspirations for military success and the future of the Lancastrian dynasty. Internally, Henry V also implemented reforms aimed at stabilizing the realm. His focus on law and order helped reduce factionalism and promoted the king's authority. The reforms of his early reign showed his determination to be both a powerful monarch and a just ruler, one who could command respect while also respecting the importance of governance and the well-being of the kingdom. While internal stability was crucial to Henry V's rule, it was his involvement in the 100 Years' War with France that would define his legacy. The war, which had been ongoing for over a century, was primarily fought over territorial disputes and claims to the French throne. By the time Henry V ascended to the throne, the conflict had reached a pivotal point, with England holding significant territories in France, but facing mounting challenges from a resurgent French monarchy. Henry V's ambitions were largely shaped by his desire to expand English power in France and to solidify his claim to the French throne. He saw the war not only as a way to assert English dominance in Europe, but also as a means of further legitimizing his own claim to the throne. His military campaigns in France were a combination of strategic brilliance and ruthless determination. The most famous of Henry V's military campaigns was the Battle of Agincourt, fought on October 25, 1415. This battle is often regarded as one of the most significant military victories in English history. Henry had invaded France and laid siege to the port city of Harfleur, but his army was weakened by disease and exhaustion. Despite these challenges, Henry pressed on and faced the French army near Agincourt. In what would become one of the most lopsided victories in medieval warfare, Henry's army of approximately 6,000 men, largely composed of archers, defeated a much larger French force, estimated at around 20,000. The victory at Agincourt was a testament to Henry's military acumen, particularly his use of longbowmen, which played a crucial role in the defeat of the French knights. The battle was not only a military triumph, but also a propaganda victory, cementing Henry's reputation as a skilled and charismatic leader. The victory lifted English morale and enhanced Henry's stature both in England and across Europe. After Agincourt, Henry continued his campaign in France, taking advantage of the disarray within the French monarchy and exploiting the political divisions within France. His victories further strengthened his position, and in 1420, Henry secured the Treaty of Troyes, which recognized him as the heir to the French throne. This treaty also ensured that Henry would marry Catherine of Valois, the daughter of King Charles VI of France, further solidifying his claim to the French crown. While Henry V's military successes were the most visible aspect of his reign, his rule also reflected a broader political and social context. One of the key aspects of Henry's reign was his ability to manage the complex relationships between the monarchy, the nobility, and the clergy. As a monarch, Henry was deeply committed to upholding the authority of the crown, while simultaneously maintaining a working relationship with the powerful nobles and church officials who had the ability to influence the course of events. Henry's diplomatic efforts, particularly in the context of the 100 Years' War, were crucial in securing the necessary resources and alliances to sustain his campaigns. His marriage to Catherine of Valois was not only a personal and dynastic alliance, but also a political maneuver aimed at ensuring English influence in France. Moreover, Henry's reign was marked by a focus on strengthening the monarchy's control over the kingdom. This included efforts to centralize power, increase royal revenue, and stabilize the English economy, particularly in the aftermath of the costly military campaigns. His efforts to establish greater royal authority were also complemented by his personal image as a devout Christian king, one who led by example and sought to maintain both military and spiritual discipline within his realm. Henry V's reign was tragically short, as he died of illness on August 31, 1422, at the age of 35. Despite his early death, his legacy lived on, particularly through his son, Henry VI, who succeeded him. The young Henry VI, however, would face many challenges, and the political situation in England would soon deteriorate, leading to the Wars of the Roses. Henry V's legacy as a military hero is secure. His victories in the 100 Years' War, particularly the Battle of Agincourt, elevated him to legendary status. He became an iconic figure in English history, a symbol of kingship, and a model of the warrior king. His successes in France, culminating in the Treaty of Troyes, gave him a claim to the French throne, and although he was never able to fully realize this claim, his reign marked the height of English power in the conflict. Moreover, Henry's reign had a significant impact on the relationship between England and France. The Treaty of Troyes, while ultimately ineffective in the long term, set the stage for future English attempts to control French territories. Henry's leadership in this period helped lay the foundation for the later phases of the 100 Years' War, even if his son, Henry VI, would struggle to maintain the same level of success.